I'll read this one. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the South Sioux District Administration Office. Todd Strom, Superintendent, here with all of our cabinet and directors. And we are just finishing up our cabinet meeting, our 8 o'clock cabinet meeting. Wanted to give you an update on some of the happenings since the last time we visited. So we'll start with Becky Eckhart, our Student Services Director, just talking about the public health scene and information she has there. So welcome, Becky.
Thank you. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you're all taking care of yourselves. Our Dakota County Health update for today is we have 81 lab confirmed throughout the state of Nebraska and continue to have 0 in Dakota County. They are testing, but again, like I said yesterday, it's really up to the individual provider or physician. Some physicians, depending on the symptoms, might be asking folks to self-isolate at home without doing a test. Others are testing. So continue to have 0 in Dakota County and 81 for the state of Nebraska. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Becky. Those of you that tuned in last night were able to hear from Mr. Coviello, the middle school principal, and I know the high school students and parents that are listening. We are excited Monday to start moving forward with our online distance learning options. And so there's some information we need from you as the principals have been broadcasting. And check your emails as students. Please check your emails if you haven't. There are surveys. There's information we need to help deliver that information to you. We can only help you if we know you need help, but we're willing to do whatever we can to make sure everyone receives the same resources, whether that's online, if you need Wi-Fi, if you need tool, if you need packets. Somehow we're going to get those to you, but please communicate with us. So check your email and spread the word to your friends, relatives, neighbors that they should be checking now. Is there any other curriculum updates, Tracy, that we?
Yeah, I could offer a couple updates on things. Yes, the main thing is definitely about getting online learning started on Monday for South Sioux City High School and working towards online learning the following week on April 6th for middle school. That will be all grades. We're working on all the logistics for that, including getting out some Chromebook devices for our 6th grade students. So please be dialed into your communication. Email is critically important, and so if you have not responded to that survey, I know this is repetitive, Mr. Strum already said it, I'm going to say it again, we need to hear from you. We want to offer everyone the opportunity to get involved with that right away, and so we need to hear back from you. As far as other things for Curriculum, Instruction, and Assessment Office, we are working on some virtual professional development for our kindergarten through 5th grade teachers at this time. May also add some other options for 6th through 12th grade teachers, but right now their focus is getting their distance learning classrooms set up and getting ready to go with that. Student learning is our top priority. That has not changed. Let's see. We also discussed as a cabinet this morning some work that we had in process for kindergarten through 5th grade, and that was we've been reviewing instructional resources for English language arts for the elementary level. I will be able to share some more detailed information next week, but I wanted to just say today I am thinking about that. I have been thinking about that. We have a lot of unknowns at this time, obviously, and many of those things have a huge impact on what we can do and when we can do it in terms of adopting resources. Those are huge decisions. It's about like buying a house for most of us as individuals. So very big deal. We want that to be done right and done well and have everybody well informed to participate in those decisions. With that, we think that a great opportunity that we know we can move forward on is that professional development that will inform all of us very well for making some decisions about resources. So we picked the thing that will work best for us and help move our students forward in terms of their achievement. So please look for that. Robin Jagger, Cindy Cook, and Tina Knoll have done an amazing job developing some virtual PD with teachers in mind, not just in general, but right now, because we know many of our teachers obviously are at home trying to be teachers to their own kids while they try to maintain all of the professional obligations that they have also and want to be prepared to come back to work with students. So we think it will be a really powerful opportunity for learning for teachers, but also provide lots of flexibility. So working on that, please, K-5 teachers, pre-K through 5 teachers even potentially, keep an eye out for that information, more to come early next week.
Very good. Thank you, Erin. Big celebration on our grab and go lunches. So thanks a ton to all the employees that were involved in delivering those yesterday and those of you that came to pick up lunches. Do you want to share some statistics, Erin?
Yeah, I'm not going to come to the camera. Just a quick update for you today. 30% increase on the number of kids we got to see yesterday over Monday. Yesterday we served 958 kids and Monday we served 670. So thank you everybody who came out, and thank you for the Cardinal for helping us out yesterday. Next week will be the same sites, same times, and we'll remind you of where those are on Monday morning.
Very good. Yeah, huge thank you to the Cardinal. Thank you everyone for helping out. So we're right at that bubble to break 1,000. So Monday, let's get after it and spread the word to your friends and neighbors. Show up and grab the lunches, and let's get that serving line over 1,000. At this time, I'd like to let Lance Swanson talk about the communication updates, and we have some new things planned. So Lance, go ahead and share, please.
Yeah, I think we're continuing posting all of our updates on the COVID coronavirus page. That's a direct link right on our homepage. But and our whole website is easily translated into a lot of different languages. If you just go up in the right-hand corner, you can switch to many different languages. But I am happy that today at about 9:30 this morning, following this, we're going to kind of record live a Spanish version of kind of a recap of our highlights from the week that we want our parents and community members of the Spanish-speaking community to know about. And Bertha is here to help us with that. We appreciate that this morning. And so we're going to kind of record that live, so it's available. Someone can watch it live if they want, but we're hoping to really be able to post that out there on social media and have a link on our page for those folks to take advantage of. So I really appreciate all the extra effort and work to do some of that, and we appreciate the comments and ideas we get from our folks, and this is an example of that. So
very good.
Look for that and have a good weekend. I also probably now would be a good time to announce I don't think we're going to do a 4 o'clock broadcast today, and so look for us on Monday morning. Now, if some noteworthy breaking news would come out, we will let you know, and we'll put out another update. But don't look for us this afternoon.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Lance. And just thank you to everyone that I know around the community that we're all kind of split up with duties and such right now. But thank you to those, especially our first responders, our emergency officials that have been putting in such long hours that aren't able to stay at home, and we just really appreciate that, all those, especially our medical people at this time. So our thoughts and prayers with you, and also with the staff that's surrounding me here today in this room. Our hours since the coronavirus pandemic have been, and I'm speaking for myself, longer and more stressful than any time in my career. And I think this afternoon, I hope that people are able to go home, spend some time with their families, and relax a little bit. Those that have been on these broadcasts and working so hard behind the scenes. So a big thank you to them. I do not have any more updates, but do we have some questions?
Yeah, we have a question here that says, I know as of now, elementary is going to continue with sending packets. Are we going to start including science and social studies as well, or just stay focused on literacy and math?
Okay, good question. I'll turn that over to our director of curriculum if she may have an answer for that.
Well, it's something I've been thinking about, and I think where I'm at with that is I want to have an opportunity to connect with the elementary principal team. Communication has been really challenging, as you might imagine, for all of us right now, and so that's on me. I've been really focused on getting the online learning going for 6th through 12th. I want to be very clear in saying too, though, I'm thinking about elementary all the time and thinking about how we can expand that opportunity. We need to plan. We don't know what the future will hold, I guess is what I would say right now. We don't know how long this will go on for sure. And we want to do what we can to maintain the learning, and that does include science and social studies. So I'm trying to think through what options will work best for that, and I also want to have some input from the elementary principal team to decide about what that looks like. So it is definitely something I'm thinking about, and I need to connect with them, and then we will get some information out to you as teachers as quickly as possible.
Yeah, just for those of you listening, thanks, Tracy. Our elementary principal team will meet virtually again Wednesday, and at that point we'll visit with them, and we'd like to get some input. But we're feeling that we may need more regular meetings with our principal team as we move forward with this, especially once we start the online delivery at the high school and middle school. There's going to be, it's not going to be perfect. I think it's wonderful, but the plan right now is had a lot of work and thought put into it. But we'll have to make some adjustments on the fly, and so those meetings may need to occur more often and maintain some consistency. We're very fortunate in our district that we have our teachers all grouped into PLCs by building and across the district by grade level, and our administrators are the leaders of that, and so I'm very proud of what they can do in that setting. So I think our kids are going to be benefactors of that going forward here in the near future. Any other questions, Lance?
We had one from a student. I think this is a little bit common out there with the students, is how our online class is going to work. Do we just need to get the assignment done before the due time?
Great question. I'm glad you asked. Here's how it'll work. For the most part, we know that you as students and our teachers are managing lots of other commitments at the same time right now. And so most of our teachers, I believe, are planning, and I know a little bit more about that for high school than middle school at this point, because it's a little bit, we're phasing it in, and middle school teachers are doing some of the work that high school teachers were more focused on a couple of days ago. Right now, a day is more like maybe a month in normal times. So most of the teachers at high school are going to be recording the instructional part of the lesson. So there will be video recordings of that, like what we would usually call a flipped classroom. So you'll watch that video content when it works for you. And then we are also providing multiple opportunities for students to get live help from teachers. And we're working out some of the logistics with that. How do we connect with students, with teachers in a live environment? There are lots of communication tools for that, but we're trying to be as consistent as we can. So you'll hear more about that from your teachers into next week and probably beyond. And like Mr. Strong said, we're going to be ironing out some of the kinks in the system as we go. But as far as when assignments will be due, they'll be due when your teacher when your teachers say they are due. So they will let you know. We'll be as clear as we possibly can, and we'll try to be consistent with things if we can. But for our high school students, most of you are taking 4 classes. You'll need to check your email daily. This is true for the duration, so get used to really being great at checking your email. Look for those due dates as they're communicated from your teachers and follow through on those things. I hope that helps.
Thank you.
Keep asking questions too when you have them.
Thank you, Tracy.
I
Any other
think that's
questions?
pretty much does it. I'll just check the other one here. No, there's nothing new on that one. And so lots of people wishing everybody a good weekend. And
All right, we're, right back at you. We too hope everybody is safe and healthy and have a great weekend. Get ready for Monday classes like we had talked about. If you're a student, try to get that routine established again. I know your teachers are just anxious to get back in contact and back into our learning and education mode, and it'll be in a different format, but I think it's really going to be cool. So for those of you that are Spanish speaking listeners or have friends or neighbors, please spread the word. Like Lance said, we'll have a 9:30 broadcast coming up. And Bertha's going to be joining us for that, and that'll be a synopsis. Lance has done a lot of work putting together a program, but it'll be a synopsis of the week. So feel free to tune into that.
very good. Yeah, it's going to be recorded live, so we'll be live. Obviously, folks can watch it if they want to live. But the nice thing about recording it live is then the same link works anytime they want to check back in, and we can use that to populate our social media and our email accounts and those kinds of things. So we really appreciate that, and it's going to be a nice informal, hopefully make it a nice conversation. So
yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Everyone have a great weekend. Be healthy.